Okay, so question or advice for people who want to go on adventures of their own. My biggest piece of advice, to be honest, is to realize that it's really all about A, sacrifice, and B, realizing that it's easier than you may think. Um, if you are lucky enough to still be in college or about to enter college, figure out what you want your life to look like and work towards that. Don't do anything that works against that idea. Um, Study what you're interested in. Don't let anybody tell you that, it's not going to help, it's not going to get you anywhere in life, that, oh, you can't make money at that, whatever. I have friends who studied circus in college, friends who studied blacksmithing in college, a friend who's a bookbinder, and you know what? They all make in the $60,000 to $80,000 a year range now. Conversely, I have friends who studied more traditional topics who are unemployed. So, don't let anybody tell you that something is stupid or unrealistic or anything like that. Have a healthy sense of reality, and do your research, but don't ignore the freaking naysayers. Um, so, and like I said, a lot of it has to do with sacrifice. In order to have the freedom to pursue things that interest me, I have effectively given up having stability in my life and financial security. I don't make a lot of money. There's a lot of months where I look at my bank account and go, but at the same time, most of the time, I am very happy with the decisions that I've made in my life. And I really enjoy the fact that I have the freedom to pursue things that interest me. One big piece of advice I have is to keep your life very simple, very frugal. The more crap you acquire, the more of an anchor it's going to be. I actually kind of dislike the fact that I have lived in one place so long that I would now need to either sell everything off or get a storage facility if I wanted to go somewhere for an extended period of time. That anytime that you buy something, that is money that you will not get back. Just think about that. If you can pare down what you need to live, that will help you in not only giving you the freedom to get up and walk away from it, but also that if you get used to living with not a lot, then you can put all that extra money towards doing cool shit. Basically, try to keep your life free of any constraints that would keep you from saying no to a really cool opportunity. If somebody came to you tomorrow and said, hey, let's do a horseback riding trip across Argentina, would you be able to say yes? Or would you be able to say, I'd love to, but whatever. So that's my biggest, not my biggest, but probably one of my biggest pieces of advice is try and keep your life casual enough that you can drop everything if necessary. It helps if you live somewhere cheap, and if you live somewhere expensive and you don't absolutely need to live there, consider moving somewhere cheap. Keep your responsibilities to a minimum. Jobs that are easy to come and to kind of take and leave as necessary, or if actually what's even better is if you can do something that can be done from anywhere in the world. But just try and arrange your life so that you can have the opportunity to have these experiences. The other thing I see, frankly, with a lot of people, especially younger people, in the mid to late teens and early 20s kind of age, is a lot of people want to have adventures, but they also want the world handed to them on a plate. And sorry guys, that's not the way the world works. If there's something you think is really cool, do your research and find out how to do that. When I was 12, I loved pirates. I loved Treasure Island. I loved the sailing in boats and whatever. I had never been on a boat in my life. But I decided to look online, and I found out that there's this thing called sail training, and you can actually learn how to sail tall ships. And so I went that summer to a sail training program up in Canada, and I did that for about 2.5 weeks, and then I came home. I found another ship that was near, I was conveniently close to the Alyssa, which is a big, tall ship, and I worked on her for about 5 years. And it was hard, and I basically gave up my weekends almost every weekend for 5 years, which was effectively giving up my my high school social life. But at the same time, I got to have really cool adventures, and I got to work on a ship. Which you think about it, Emily, like, how much do you really care about your high school social life versus later on being able to say, hey, I used to sail on pirate ships. And at the time, I there was no question as to which I wanted more. I really could have cared less about my high school social life, and I really thought it was really a lot of fun to be sailing and to have the respect of all these adults that were around me and whatnot. But the key there is that I knew what I wanted, and I researched it, and I found out about it, and I was proactive. If you want to learn to fly, there are programs out there that will help pay for you to learn to fly. Or figure out how much it costs and see about getting a job. It's expensive, but if it's spread out over a long time, it's really not that unattainable. Want to learn to sail? Find out how. Want to learn to reenact? Find out how. I can't tell you how many people message me on Daily Reenactor saying, how do I become a reenactor? There are tons of websites out there about that now. There's no reason that you can't figure it out yourself. Figure out what you want to do, and then figure out how to do it. And I know that sounds really simplistic, but if you really, really want to do something, you will figure it out. And that's how, like, when I lived in France last summer for 2 months on $1,000, people kept saying, well, how are you going to make that work? And I said, I really don't know, but I will figure it out. And I did figure it out. I had a little bit of a crisis towards the end, but I only miscalculated by about a week. And that was also due to some surprises once I was already in the country. I had somebody cancel on me, so I couldn't stay with them as long as I thought. And that's really the key, is figure out what it is you want to do, and then don't really let anything get in that way. Everything you do should be furthering that goal. Don't take a job that will hinder your ability to do that, to do whatever it is that you really want to do. Figure out the skills that you need to learn, the people you need to talk to, the things you need to have, whatever it is that you want to do. Research it, talk to people who've done it, and go do it. I mean, I know, like I said, that sounds really simplistic, but that's the thing. It is really simple. At the core, it's not easy, but it's simple.